Good evening, everyone. So, what we discussed in the last session? In the last class, we discussed about what is prepared statement and how to work with prepared statement. So, can you tell me what is prepared statement and how to work with prepared statement? Prepared statement is used to execute both select queries as well as non-select queries. By using statement also, we can execute select queries and non-select queries. Then what is the difference between statement and prepared statement? What is the difference between statement and prepared statement? Statement will not support for positional parameters, whereas prepared statement will support for positional parameters. So what is the advantage with the positional parameters? We can execute the same query with the multiple values in the runtime. A query can be executed with the dynamic values by using prepared statement. So what is the meaning of dynamic query creation? Dynamic query creation. Based on the user input, our query should be constructed. So in which scenario we need to go for a dynamic query creation? Search operation. When we want to filter the data from the table, then we need to create the query dynamically based on user input. So in the last example, we created a query to retrieve the books based on the given price. If user don't give the price, then we retrieve all the records from the table. If user gives some price, then based on the given price, our query will be executed. Then I have given one assignment with the employee records. We need to create an employee table in the database and we need to insert some records in the table. And we need to filter the data from the table based on the given work location, department or gender. If I don't give any value, then I need to retrieve all the records from the table. If I give any condition, if I give the work location, then I need to retrieve the records based on the given work location. If I give department, based on the given department, we need to retrieve the records. If I give gender, based on the given gender, we need to retrieve. If I give any two, based on the two conditions, we need to retrieve. If I give any one value, based on the one value, we need to retrieve the data. If I give all the three, based on all three conditions, we need to retrieve the data. If I don't give any condition, all the records we need to retrieve from the table. Did you guys try that? Working? You tried? Can you show me the code? Tried. Anyone else who tried it? Where employee location, if department not equals to n means space, null. Okay, working. Yeah. Huh. Yeah. Okay, good, fine. Anyone else who implemented this? Working? Yeah, now let's try to do this. So before going to do this, first I want to create my table, employee table I'm going to create, and I'm going to insert a few records into employee table. All right. So let me select my database, show databases, use advanced Java database, show databases, advanced Java database, use it, then show tables and remove this. So in the tables, currently we have only one table in the database, books table. Now I want to create one employee table. In this table, I'm taking employee ID, employee name, employee salary, department, and gender and work location. Work location. Yeah, perfect. Take this query, execute it. So with this, my table created successfully in the database. And these are my queries. I'm taking 5 insert queries to insert the data. admin department male record, HR department male record, security male record, HR female record, and sales female record. Hyderabad location, Delhi location, I'm taking some records. Now, let me take these insert queries. Let me execute these queries. So with this, my data got inserted in database table. Select a star from employee. Select a star from employee. This is my query. Now you only one record inserted. Huh? Okay. Let me insert the second record. Then insert third record. Fourth record. Fifth record. Yeah. Commit it. Select a star from table name. Yeah, now you can see that there are 5 records available in the database table. Now I want to retrieve the records based on given condition. So let's develop one program. Dynamic search employees. It is just if conditions, guys. We need to implement if conditions here. So dynamic search employee, new class, search EMPs. I'm taking like this. Inside this, we are going to write variables with the database credentials. Search employees. I'm taking the database values here, username, password, and driver class. Yeah, perfect. Next, let us create a main method. Now, inside this main method, first I will read the data from the keyboard. What parameters we need to read from the keyboard? We need to read work location, department, and gender. Let's read it. How to read it? Scanner class we are going to use to take the data from keyboard. So now we are developing console based applications. So we are reading the data from the keyboard. Tomorrow when we go for web application development, web pages will be available. We need to read the data from web page. Let's create the object for scanner s is equal to new scanner system dot in. I created the object for the scanner. It is available in util package. Ask the user to enter system.out.println, enter department. Enter department. So I'm going to store that string department is equal to s dot next. I'm asking the user to enter the department name. Next one, work location and gender. System.out.println, enter location. Let us read that location from the keyboard, store into a variable. String work location is equal to s dot next. Sir, can you switch on the fan? That one also. Can you switch on there? Yeah. Next, similarly, I'm going to read system.out.println, enter gender. Enter gender. Now read it. String gender is equal to s dot next. So with this, I'm just reading 3 inputs from the user using scanner class. Now I want to retrieve the records from the table. First, I need to retrieve all the records if user is not giving anything. Now I'm going to take string SQL is equal to select star from employee. Like this I'm taking. So this is my base SQL query. So can we retrieve all the records from the table? What is the logic to retrieve all the records from the table? First we need to get the connection. Then we need to create the prepare statement. And then we need to execute the query. Yeah, can you tell me, do I need to load the driver or it is not required? Not required. Why it is not required? Already it is loading from the jar file. So directly can we get the connection? Yes. Tell me the code to get the connection. Yeah. Driver manager dot get connection URL, database URL, database username, database password. Okay, guys, fine. So let us store this into connection variable. Connection con is equal to driver manager dot get connection. Throws exception. Yeah, fine. So import the connection from java.sql package. Connection imported. After that, con dot prepare statement. I need to prepare the statement to execute the query. What is the return type of this method? What this method will return? This method will return prepared statement object. Prepared statement pstmt is equal to con dot prepare statement. Prepare statement object I'm storing into pstmt variable. Import that SQL package. After prepared statement, what is the next step? Execute the query. Currently, my query having any parameters or my query does not have any parameters? Does not have any parameters. So directly can I execute it? Yes. How to execute it? How to execute that query? pstmt dot execute query. pstmt dot execute query. What is the return type? So I'm executing a select query by using prepared statement. Execute query method will return what? Result set. What is the result set? Result set is an object which will hold the data in the rows. Cursors will be available. Cursor will point before first record. I want to move the cursor. Can you tell me how to move that? While rs. Why I am using while? More than one row can come. More than one row can come. Now while rs dot next. So I'm going to get the record. System.out.println rs dot get int of 1 that is representing our employee ID. Then rs dot get string of 2 that will give me employee name. Then next one ID name salary department. I don't need salary, guys. So rs dot can I directly go for the department? Fourth one salary I'm not printing. So now if you want I can print that also. Get int of 3 based on the column indexes I'm getting. Okay, rs dot get int of 1, rs dot get string of 2, rs dot get int of 3. Then we are going to use rs dot get a string of 4. Fourth one is what? Department. And the fifth one is a gender. Okay, plus rs dot get a string of 5, gender. After that, work location. I want to get the work location. So rs dot get string of 6. Get string of 6. Like this, I'm getting all the values from the result set. If I get 3 rows, all the 3 rows will be printed. If I get 4 rows, all the 4 rows will be printed. Then after I'm finally closing the connection. Con dot close. Right click, run as Java application. Enter a department. I'm giving it as HR. Enter location, HYD, gender, male. Now these conditions are not applying to the query. Currently my query is printing all the records. Are we able to get all the records from the table? Yes, I'm getting all the records from the table. Is that our requirement? No. Currently what it is doing? It is retrieving all the records from the table. Now I want to apply filter. This is the most confusing part for you. How to add the condition to the query which is given by the user. All right. So if user give gender should be added to where class. If user is given gender, location or department. So can you guarantee always user will enter department? Can you guarantee always user will enter gender? Always user will enter work location? There is no guarantee. Some people may use gender as a filter. Some people may use location as a filter. Some people may use department as a filter. So now when I am writing the code, can I imagine that always they will enter a department to search the data? Can I imagine that always gender will come? Can I imagine always work location will come? Some users may search with work location. Some user may search with gender. Some user may search with department. Some user may search with any two. Some user may search with all three. Some user will not give any data. So based on that, our query should be constructed. Based on that, our query should be constructed. Now, here guys, if I am getting the department, if department not equal to null and department dot not equals to empty. If department not equal to null or if department not equals to empty, then what should I do? That means the department entered by user. Department entered by user. So if department is given by the user, then what should I do? I need to append the department to where class. So can you tell me how to append the department to where class? Come on, SQL dot append. SQL dot append or SQL dot concat? SQL dot concat. Is it recommended? Is it recommended or not recommended? Not recommended. Why not recommended? I'm using string. String is immutable or string is immutable? Immutable. So I need to modify the query dynamically. So going for string is recommended. Going for string buffer builder is recommended. Buffer builder is recommended. Why buffer builder recommended? Buffer and builder are mutable. In the buffer and builder, which one I need to take now? Builder. Why builder? Not thread safe, performance will be faster. So let me change this to string builder. SQL is equal to new string builder of SQL. That's it. Now SQL dot append. SQL dot append. So what should I do now? Where employee department is equal to positional parameter. Where employee department is equal to positional parameter. Okay, perfect. Now department will be added to where class. Suppose if work location not equal to null and work location dot equals to not empty. If department not equals to empty, work location not equals to empty, then what should I do? Can you tell me now what I need to do now? Here I'm reading the data from the keyboard, guys. I'm getting the department, I'm getting the location, I'm getting the gender. First I have taken my query, select star from employee. If a department is coming from the user, department I'm adding to where class. Suppose if department is not coming from the user, this condition will not be executed. Then if a work location not equal to null, if it is not equal to empty, assume that user has given the work location. If a user has given the work location, then what should I do? I need to append. How I need to append? Can you tell me that? SQL dot append. SQL dot append. Where employee work location is equal to given value. Now suppose for example, assume that user has given only department, then how the query will be constructed? If user has given only department, how the query will be constructed? Select a star from employee where employee department is equal to given value. Suppose user has given only work location, then how the query will be constructed? Select a star from employee where work location is equal to given value. If user give work location or department, query will prepare successfully. It will work successfully. Suppose assume that user has given department plus work location. How the query will be constructed? Select a star from employee where department is equal to given value. Where is and? Where is and? Again, it will come where? Then how the query will be constructed? Select star from employee, where employee department is equal to some given value. Employee department is equal to given value. Again, where work location is equal to given value. So now in the SQL query, can we write it two where clauses? Can we write it two where clauses? No. You need to write like this. Select star from employee, where, observe guys, I can write the solution in 1 second. That is not important. You need to think what is the problem, right? So select star from employee, where department is equal to given value, where work location is equal to given value. Is it valid SQL syntax? Invalid SQL syntax? It is invalid SQL syntax. Why it is invalid? Two where conditions I have given. How many where conditions we need to give? Only one. So my code is correct or my code is incorrect? Incorrect. Can you tell me how to write the correct code now? Huh? If I remove where and if I keep and here, hold on. If I remove where condition, if I give and condition, if user give both department and location, is it going to work successfully? Yeah, if I give both, now can you tell me what is the query it is going to prepare? Select a star from employee, where department is equal to given value and work location is equal to given value. That is success, right? Now assume that user has not given the department, user has given only location. Then how the query will prepare? Select a star from employee, where how it will prepare now? Select a star from employee and work location. Valid or invalid? So this code is going to satisfy two filters, will not satisfy two filters. If a user enter one value, that should be added to where class. If a user give two values, one where condition, second one should be and condition. Are you clear? So if I write this code, all the test cases will pass, all the test cases will not pass. Which test case will pass? If user give both values, select star from employee, where department is equal to given value and work location is equal to given value. If two values comes, then it is valid. Suppose if department is not provided by user, user provided only work location, then invalid. Why it is invalid? No where condition. So and condition should come when you are adding second condition to the query. When you are adding first condition, it should be where only. Suppose if I remove and, if I add where here, if I remove and if I add where here, one scenario will satisfy. When only work location is given, that condition will satisfy. If user give both values, where department, where work location, it will become invalid. Are you guys able to understand the twist here? So the twist is when to go for where condition, when to go for and condition, which condition should be added with the where class, which condition should be added with the and class. All right. Yeah, how you will solve that? If first condition is not null, not empty, I will give the where condition. Okay. Then your first condition is not null, then you will add and here. If first condition is null, then you will add where here. Okay. I have 10 filters. How much logic you need to write? But बहुत लंबा हो जाएगा ना आपका code. Yeah, that is not the recommended solution, right? Huh? I don't want to give R operator because I want to search the employees whose gender is equal to male, work location is equal to Hyderabad. My search is not R. My search should be and only. With both, whatever the values I have given, the records which match the given condition, only those records I want. If I go for R, what will happen? Gender may be male, work location may be Hyderabad. If any one condition satisfy, you will get it. I don't want that. When you go for Flipkart filter, I have given brand as Samsung, RAM as 4 GB. So if I give RAM as 4 GB, Is it giving iPhones which are RAM 4 GB? No. Samsung should be there, RAM should be 4 GB. Two conditions should satisfy, then only I want that. Similarly, given department should satisfy, given work location should satisfy, given gender should satisfy. All conditions should be there with the AND operator only, not OR operator. Count the number of such conditions. So you mean to say, let me take int count. Okay. If this condition is entered, then make it as count plus plus. That means where condition is added. No. Why user will give that? How many filters he is entering? User will not. User will just enter the data, click on search button. We should not ask user how many filters he is adding. That we need to decide in the program. Got it? That logic will not work out. No. Sorry, madam. No, will not work out. Why you will move the cursor? When you will get the cursor? When the query is executed. We are not able to prepare the query. How can you execute that query? How you will get the result set to move the cursor? You are going to the second step. We started at the first step only. So what is the problem, guys, here? What is the problem here? Adding the conditions to the query dynamically is the problem. In the last program, when we go for books, that was simple because only one condition. If a value comes, directly we are adding to where class. But today, not only where class, AND operator also required. When we need AND operator, if user gives more than one value. When we need to go for where, if user gives only one value, then we need where. If user gives more than one, where and is required. So now in this scenario, understanding how many values will be given by the user, adding the where condition, adding the AND condition is bit difficult problem. Because today how many classes we have? How many conditions to set? 3. But in the Flipkart, how many conditions are there to set? 100 conditions are there. So now user may enter any one value. User may enter any one value. That value should be added to where class. For example, now I will ask user to enter the gender also. I will ask user to enter the gender also. If gender not equal to null and gender dot equals to not empty. Gender should not be null and should not be empty. Then SQL dot append. Can I go for where? Can I go for where? EMP gender, where EMP gender is equal to given value. If I write like this, what is the problem? Only one scenario will satisfy. If user give any one value, that will satisfy. If user give 2 values, it will not satisfy. If user give 3 values, what happens, sir? Yeah. So what is the problem with this query? What is the problem with this query? More than one value will not work. Why? Why it will not work when user give more than one value? Why it will not work when user will give more than one value? Because you should not give more than one where condition. There should be only one where condition. The second one should be with the AND condition, not with the where condition. Sit down. Yeah. Any solution? Any solution? Think about it. You need to think and you need to write the logic now. If a user gives one value, 100% it will satisfy, it will work. If a user give more than one value, then it will not work. Why it will not work? When user give more than one value, two where conditions will come as per our query. It is illegal in the SQL. One where condition, the next one should be AND operator. So here, instead of where, can I give AND work location and gender? If I give like this, what will happen? One scenario will satisfy. Which scenario will satisfy? When user give all the three or two, it will satisfy. Suppose user has given only gender, then what our query will have? Select star from employee and gender is equal to given value. Is it valid syntax? Invalid syntax? Invalid syntax. When to use where condition? When to use AND condition? That is the problem here. If user give one value, that should be added to where condition. If user give second value, that should go to AND condition. Come on. Think. Apply your brain. Online people. Ram, your logic will not work. Always you are adding. Suppose if user give only gender, then your condition will not satisfy. You got the problem? What is the problem? What is the problem? When to use column in the where class, when to use a column in the AND class. That is the problem. Yes, let us see here. I am not going to execute this code, guys. To string, okay. Let me comment all this Java code for time being now. Let me print my query first of all. System.out.println SQL.toString. Let us see how our query will be printed. Run as Java application. I'm running this as a Java application. I'm giving the department name as a HR, location Hyderabad, gender male. Can you see the query which is generated? Select a star from employee where department is equal to given value and work location is equal to given value and gender is equal to given value. Is it a valid query? Valid query or not? Syntactically, this query is valid or invalid? Valid. All three conditions are there. Where department is equal to given value, work location is equal to given value, gender is equal to given value, satisfied. For example, run as Java application, department. I have given space. Department I have given space. For space it is not accepting. Null value. For department I am giving null value. Work location I am giving null value. Gender I am giving male. Then what happened? Again all three conditions are coming. Even if I give null, let me check it. Run as Java application. Department I'm giving as null value. Location I'm giving as null value. Gender I am giving as male. Always everything is coming here. It should not be equals to null. Should not be equals to null value. If I give null value as an input, that value should not be considered. Run as Java application. Department I am giving as null. Work location I am giving as null. Gender I am giving as male. What happened now? I gave only male. What is the query? Select star from employee and gender. Valid query or invalid query? Valid or invalid? Invalid. Why it is invalid? Where condition should come because I have given only one value. But as per the code, what it is doing? It is doing the AND operation. It is doing the AND operation. So if I remove AND, if I keep where here, if I keep the where here, will it satisfy? Now run as a Java application. I'm giving department as a HR. I'm giving location as Delhi. I'm giving the gender as male. Now what happened? Select the star from employee where department is equal to given value and work location is equal to given value, where gender is equal to given value. Valid or invalid? Invalid. Why invalid? Two where conditions are there. You understand the problem? Yeah. What is the problem? When to use where condition, when to use and condition, that is the problem. When to use where condition, when to use and condition. When should I have where condition, when I should have and condition. If user gives only single input, that input should be in the where class. If user give two inputs, one should go in the where, two should go to and. If user give two inputs, one should go to where, one should go to and. So now, can you guess user mind what value user will give? In the search in the Flipkart, are you going to search always with the brand name? No. Some people may search with the brand name. Some people may search with the price. Some people may search with the RAM, battery size, screen type, dual SIM. N number of conditions are available. So when we have more than one value to filter, this is not the right way to prepare the query. This is not the right way to prepare the query, because sometimes value should go to where class, sometimes value should go to and class. In that scenario, what we do is everything I'm going to add with the and operator. Everything I'm going to add with the and operator. Now, if a department value comes, add the department value to the and operator. If work location comes, add the work location to and operator. If gender comes, add the gender to and operator. Any value comes which should go to and operator. What about the where? What about the where? Always where should be available. The magic is here we are going to write where 1 is equal to 1. That's it. That's it. Problem solved. Always my query will have where condition. 1 is equal to 1 means always it will satisfy. 1 is equal to 1 means always it will satisfy. See here, select star from employee where 1 is equal to 1. 1 is equal to 1. Condition. Am I getting all the records? That means now do you need to think about where condition, or we no need to think about the where condition? No need to think about the where condition. In my query, always where condition will be available. That is 1 is equal to 1. What is the meaning of 1 is equal to 1? Always true. Always true. Now, where condition already fixed. Now assume that user has given the department. Can you tell me what is my query now? Select star from employee where 1 is equal to 1 and department is equal to given value. Suppose user has given two values, department and location. Can you tell me my query now? Select star from employee where 1 is equal to 1 and the department is equal to given value and the work location is equal to given value. If a user give all the three values, what will happen? Select star from employee where 1 is equal to 1 and the department is equal to given value and the work location is equal to given value and the gender is equal to given value. If a user give only gender, can you tell me the query now? Select star from employee where 1 is equal to 1 and the gender is equal to given value. If a user give only work location, select star from employee where 1 is equal to 1 and the work location is equal to given. All scenarios are satisfied or not? What is the magic? If 3 gal is given null, then what is the query? User has not given anything. User has not given anything. Then what is our, this condition will not satisfy. This condition will not satisfy. This condition will not satisfy. Then what is our query? Select star from employee where 1 is equal to 1. All the records we are going to get. That means if you give 1 is equal to 1, always it will satisfy. Remember, whenever you are implementing dynamic search operation with more than one filter condition, this is the how you need to write the query. If you write the query like this, Now, do I need to think about where condition and condition? No. Always where is fixed. Whatever the value given by the user, you just add it to AND operator. That's it. This is the logic. Got it? Easy or difficult? Easy or difficult? Now it is easy. Now it is easy. And that too, this is my favorite requirement. In the 2013, when I joined in the company, the first requirement I got in the project is implement a dynamic search. That time, 3 years fake experience. We don't know anything. My faculty did not explain me this scenario. I joined in the company. They have given me 2 days of time. They gave me a screen, same kind of screen. Just it is not employee. There we have drugs information. That project is related to clinical research. We developed a project for a pharmaceutical company. So they have data in the database table. They want to filter the data. To filter the data, there are 8 conditions available. 8 drop downs available in the screen. We need to filter the data. They given me this task, 2 days of time. My manager told me, Ashok, you need to, that is my first task as a Java developer. In my first company, first task, 2 days completed. Samajh mein nahi aa raha. When to keep the where condition, when to keep the AND condition. 2 days I tried where and third day I sent a message to manager. I'm suffering from fever. I joined in the hospital. I'm suffering from fever. I joined in the hospital. I cannot come to office for next 3 days. 3 days completed. Again, I went to office. He asked me, what is the status? I'm trying. That day completed. Weekend came. Weekend, I sit with the computer 12 hours a day, 13 hours, 24 hours. Still, I did not understand what to do. Because we don't have that maturity at that time. At that time, I am also a student like you. And that time, whenever we are learning Java, they explained JDBC, how to execute a select query, how to execute a where condition, how to use AND condition. They did not explain this scenario. User may give some value. That value we need to add to the where condition, AND condition. Dynamically query should be prepared. We don't know that. Directly in the company, I got the requirement. I was not able to implement. Manager called me and scolded me. You have taken 1 week of time. You are not able to implement this requirement. Then I explained him. Yes, I agree. I am not able to understand how to implement this dynamic query. Can I say that I don't know how to do it? Because what is there? 3 years experience is there. If I say that I don't know, fake. He will understand that I'm a fake person. I requested him, give me one more day permission. Then I was sitting in the canteen. One person came and sit on the same table. He asked me, why are you looking so dull? I got one task in the project. I'm not able to do it. So what is that task? I explained that task. For this, you are struggling from 3 days. Huh? You just need to write where 1 is equal to 1. Problem solved. He explained me within 1 minute. I explained that person genuine 3 years experience. I am fake 3 years experience. I told him the problem. Boss, I have a screen like this. There are some filters available. I need to retrieve the data. I don't know what data user will select. Based on user selected data, I need to prepare my query dynamically. At that time, my project is JDBC only. First time, right? He explained me, don't worry, brother. I will tell you one simple technique. Write your query where 1 is equal to 1. Remaining 8 filters are there na. You just add the 8 filters to AND operator. Your problem is solved. So that is matter of experience. I struggled 1 week. I'm not able to get this logic because we did not know that we can write a query like this. That person explained me in 1 minute. My requirement is completed. Just I was struggling to implement that query. I'm able to write the logic to execute the query. I'm able to get the data. I'm able to display the data in the JSP table also. Only the problem, query was not constructed as expected. Based on the user input, query should be constructed. So that kind of coding, that kind of a maturity, we will get with the experience. I completed Java course in Amirpet for 1 year, 4 months. with the first requirement blast. Right? 1 year, 4 months, I learned Java in the Amirpet from one institute that is not there now. They closed the institute in the Corona. Right. Now, after that, with the first requirement, I struggled. I was not able to do. I felt shy. I'm not able to show my face to my manager. I have taken a leave also. Because if I go to company, they will ask me what is the status. Mere paas kuch nahi hai. That is the reason, whenever you face any problem, you can talk to your team members, because always our thinking will go in one direction. They may have a different thinking. So there is nothing wrong asking for the help in the company. So everybody is not James Gosling. You know some concepts, they know some concepts. You are better in some area, they are better in some area. You need to take the help from the people. So it is not like if you do a Java course, you will become an expert in the Java. No, the expert will come, that expertise will come based on experience. Got it? So now 100 people are there in the online. You are almost 60 to 70 people. 200 people thought about the requirement. One person able to implement with his own idea. Remaining people not able to get that idea. Where 1 is equal to 1. If you keep that logic now, is it difficult? Is this requirement difficult? Now, both easy, asan. Every value which is coming from the user, just we need to add to the AND operator, because where condition I have fixed here already. If I don't fix the where condition, then we need to think a lot. When to add the where condition to the query, when to add AND condition to the query, that will become very difficult. After adding where 1 is equal to 1, if I have 20 filters also in the Flipkart, 30-40 filters are available. How Flipkart is preparing the query dynamically based on your selected filter? Simple. Select star from mobiles, where 1 is equal to 1, that is their standard query. If you select a brand name will be added to the query. If you select the RAM will be added to the query. If you select both will be added to the query. So every filter will be added with the AND operator, where condition will be available with the 1 is equal to 1. 1 is equal to 1 means always it will satisfy. Not only 1 is equal to 1, you can keep 2 equal to 2 also. Condition, it will satisfy always. Clear with my point? Now it is easy. Now we can prepare the query dynamically based on the given value. Can we test the scenario? Is our query preparing as expected? Can we execute this condition? Can we check query preparing as expected? Yes. Run as Java application. Now department. I'm giving the department as a HR. Now location I am giving as a null. Gender I am giving as a null. Then what happened? I have given which value, guys? Only department. This is called testing. I'm testing my code. Is my query preparing as expected or not? Enter department as a HR. Location null, gender null. So what is my query? Select star from employee, where 1 is equal to 1 and the department is equal to given value. Suppose if I give only one value, query constructed as expected. Let me run this query with the 2 values. Department is a HR, location is a HYD, gender is a null value. Then what happened? Select star from employee, where 1 is equal to 1 and the department is equal to given value and the work location is equal to given value. For 2, is it satisfying? Yes. Now let me give all 3 now. Department I am giving as HR, location I am giving as HYD, gender I am giving as male. Then see the query. Select star from employee, where 1 is equal to 1 and the department is equal to given value and the work location is equal to given value and the gender is equal to given value. For 3 also, is it satisfying or not? Suppose user has not given anything. Department I am giving as a null value, location I am giving as null value, gender I am giving as a null value. Then what happened? Select star from employee, where all the 4 scenarios satisfied, 4 test cases satisfied. This is a perfect query to execute now. Based on the given value, query will prepare it dynamically. This is called dynamic search operation in the project, or I can say dynamic filter operation in the project. Understood? Yes, perfect. Anybody not able to? Where I'm giving where 1 is equal to 1, that means this is a dummy condition. My query always should have a where class and that should satisfy always. That is the reason I am giving where 1 is equal to 1. Now, next problem. This query is having positional parameter. When to set the value for positional parameter, that is the another problem. When to set the value for positional parameter, that is another problem. Okay. Now, my query preparation is completed as expected. Query preparation completed as expected. Online people, did you understand? Which college your BTech completed? Why, man? What you want to do with that now? Online people understood. I'm not from IIT, I'm from normal Chindi college. If I complete that BTech in the IIT, why I will sit in Amirpet? Huh? We'll go to Microsoft, Google, Facebook, na? No. Yeah. Perfect. Good. Next one, I want to execute my query. Can we execute query directly like this? Can we execute query directly like this? What is the problem in the code now? My query is having a positional parameter. So can I set positional parameter 1, 2, 3 directly? Can I set the positional parameter 1, 2, 3 directly? No. Why? Why? Come on. If a user enter the department, then department should be added to positional parameter. If a user enter work location should be added to query. We need to set the positional parameter. If a user enter gender, then what we need to do? We need to set the value for gender. What about the indexes? Indexes always will be same. Our indexes will change based on the given value. Based on the given, suppose if a user enter only department, then department should be having the index at the first position. If a user enter only work location index should be at the first position. If a user enter only gender index should be first value. If a user give only 2, department should go to first position. Work location should go to second position. If a user enter location and gender, not department, work location should be 1, gender should be 2. Then how to manage the index now? How to manage the index? Can I set like this always? PSTMD dot, what is that? Yeah, sorry, here. I need to set the value for my positional parameter before executing the query. Okay. Now, suppose if I execute this program, what output we are going to get, guys? If I run this program, what output we are going to get now? All the records are enter department, I'm entering HR, enter location, I'm entering HYD, enter gender, I'm entering as female. Failed. Why? Why? No value specified for the parameter 1. What is the, when you will get that error? When you will get that error? Come on, guys. When you will get that error? When you don't set the value for positional parameter, then you will get that value. Now, do you know how to set the value for positional parameter? How to set the value for positional parameter? When I need to set it? After executing the query or before executing the query? Before executing the query. Can I set like this? PSTMD dot set a string of 1. Can I set it as a department? PSTMD dot set string 2. That is work location. And PSTMD dot set a string of 3 gender. Can I set like this? Can I set like this? No. Why? It will work only in which scenario? If a user give all the values, it will work. If a user don't give any value, if a user is not giving any value, twist is there, na? Twist is there or not? Yes, twist is there. If a user enter all the 3 values, then it will work fine. Check it. Run as a Java application. Department I'm giving as a HR. Location I'm giving as HYD. Gender I'm giving as male. Yeah. It is trying What happened? No records, no records. Okay, let's run this program. Department, let me check the data. Department HR, male, Delhi is available. Department HR, work location is Delhi, gender is male. One record is available with the given value. That record is working as expected. Okay, let me run the same program. Department HR, location null value, gender female. I want to get the females who are working in the HR department. What happened? Exception. Why exception? How many parameters I'm setting? How many parameters I'm setting for query? 3 parameters. But how many parameters user entered? Only 2 parameters. But I'm setting 3 parameters. Invalid. So now, can I set the parameters blindly like this? Can I set the parameters blindly like this? No. Then what we need to do? When should I set the parameter? When should I set the parameter? If user has given the value, then only I need to set the parameter. Then only I need to set the parameter. Yeah, tell me how to set it. And what index I need to use for that. Sir, both complex requirement. When should I add the department to the positional parameter? When should I add work location to the positional parameter? When should I add gender to the positional parameter? What is the difference you observed in core Java classes, advanced Java classes? In the core Java, syntax. What is a syntax? What is the method? What is the parameter? How to call the method? How to create the object? How to write a constructor? But in advanced Java, how to implement a scenario in the project? Am I using anything other than control statements? Only if conditions. Only if condition. When to execute which line of code? Based on the if condition only we are writing. So to write this logic, that analysis is required. So user may give all the 3 values. User may give any 2 values. User may give any 1 value. So if this condition is executed, then I need to set this parameter. If this condition is executed, then I need to set this parameter. If this condition is executed, then I need to set this parameter. How to do it? Again, we need to write the if condition. Why? If department is entered, department will be added to query. If a department is added to the query, for the department, we need to set that value. If gender is entered, gender will be added to the query. Then gender I need to add to positional parameter. Okay, we will set the value. What about indexes? What about indexes? What about indexes? We need to take one variable. If first parameter is added, increment that variable. If second parameter is added, increment that variable. If third parameter is added, increment that variable. Can we do that now? Yes. Here, I need to add the department. Here I am going to take integer index is equal to 1. Always index will start from 1. Now I will take index here. Am I setting the 1, 2, 3 directly? I'm setting the index now. So when this should be executed? If department is entered. Then I need to set this parameter. Are you able to follow me? Now let's write this. Same condition we can write here also. If a department is not equals to null, not equals to empty, then set this value to the positional parameter. Clear? Now, if department is not equal to null, not equal to empty, department is added to query with a positional parameter. After my query preparation is completed, If a department is really entered, that is added to the where class, the department I am adding to positional parameter also. Index 1 is completed. So if the next value comes, what should be my index? If next value comes, what should be my index? 2. So can I do like this? Index plus plus. Can I do like this? Index plus plus? Yes, I'm doing index plus plus. Now, when I should set the work location? When I should set the work location? If work location is entered, I need to set the work location. What should be the index of the work location? If a department is entered, department will use index as 1. After adding the 1, what happening to the index? It will become 2. So department index will be 1, work location index will be 2. For example, department is not entered, only work location is entered. Then index will be 1 only. Are you getting my point? If both are entered, department will take the index 1, then it is incrementing for the next condition. So index plus plus. When the work location is selected, work location is added to the where and operator, and I'm setting the value with the index as 2. Now what about gender? When I should set the gender? If a gender value comes, then I will set the gender. So now when I'm setting the gender index I'm using, suppose user entered only gender. Then what is my query? Select a star from employee where 1 is equal to 1 and gender is equal to positional parameter. Now here, this will not execute. Only this will execute. For this, I'm setting the gender. At what index I will set the gender? 1. How it will take 1? Index is 1. Gender will be available at the first position. Here also, we need to take index plus plus. Okay, guys. Next one, assume that user entered only department and gender. So what is my query now? Select the star from employee where 1 is equal to 1 and department is equal to given value and gender is equal to given value. How many positional parameters available? 2 positional parameters available. Okay, guys. So this condition satisfied. It will add the department at which index? 1. Then after that, what it is doing? Index incremented. This condition not satisfied. Then it will go to gender. Gender will take the index at what value? 2. How it will come 2 here? Because already I have incremented here. Okay. So based on the query, conditions will be added. Based on the conditions, positional parameters will be available. Based on the positional parameters, we are setting the value. Everything is a dynamic now. Understood? Any confusion? समझ में आया? Am I doing anything other than if else condition? If only if, not even else also. If a user enter department, add the department to query. When the department is added to the query, set the value for positional parameter. When user enter the work location, add the work location to the query. If a work location is added to the query, set the value for positional parameter. If a user enter the gender, add the gender to the query. If a gender is added, set the value for gender positional parameter. Good. Now let's try. Run it. Run as a Java application. Department, I'm not giving anything. Okay. Location, I'm not giving anything. Gender, I'm not giving anything. If all the 3 are null, then what should happen? Enter. Am I able to get all the 5 records? Yes, I'm getting all the 5 records. Now here, let me give department as HR. Only department I will give. If I give only department, which records we should get? Smith record and Rose record. They are belongs to HR. Run. Department, HR. Location, null value. Gender, null value. Smith and Rose records are coming. Those 2 people are belongs to HR department. Now I want to get HR female records. HR female records. How many records are there? HR female. Only one. That is Rose. Only that record should come. HR female. Run as department as HR. Location null value. Gender is female. Only Rose record is coming. Yes. Now I want to get all the Hyderabad employees. I want to get all the Hyderabad employees. How many employees from Hyderabad location? 1, 2, 3. Who are they? John, Anil and Rose. John, Anil, Rose records are there. Only Hyderabad. Run as a Java application. Department, null. Location, HYD. Gender, null. 3 records. John, Anil, Rose. Are we getting 3 records? Now, I want to get only Delhi employees. 1, 2. Kathy available in Delhi. Smith available in the Delhi. I want to get only Delhi records. Run as Java application. Enter department. Null. Work location. Delhi. Gender. Null. Smith from Delhi. Kathy from Delhi. Now I want to get from the Delhi who are working in the sales department. So how many records should get? Delhi sales. Which record should get? Kathy. Run it. Run as department sales. Location Delhi. Gender null. Only Kathy record is coming. So you understand how it is working now? Anybody not able to understand this? A lot of code, almost 70 lines of code we have written. You understand the difference, the logic? Yeah. So this is the simplest way to do that. That is a problem. That is always true. So that is always true. Why we are adding 1 is equal to 1 is, if I don't add this where 1 is equal to 1, what is the problem? We don't know when to use the where, when to use the and. If I give where 1 is equal to 1, what will happen? Always where condition is there, that is just a dummy where condition. To make my SQL syntax valid, I am making where 1 is equal to 1 a dummy condition. So now if I add where 1 is equal to 1, I should bother about the where condition, or I should bother about only and condition now? I should bother about only and condition now. Always it will satisfy. It will give true. Okay. Yeah. Take down this. Note down this. The above requirement is dynamic search. The above requirement is dynamic search. The above requirement is a dynamic search. We need to prepare the query. Based on user given inputs. We need to prepare the query based on user given inputs. We need to prepare the query based on user given inputs. We need to prepare the query based on user given inputs. Yeah, take this. Take the query like this. Setting the index value is also very important. You no need to take that while loop, guys. You just take up to result set. Remaining thing, you can write process result set. That's it. Completed, guys. No, in the keyboard now, when we are reading the data, if I give space also, it is not taking. That's why I'm giving a null value. That's the reason I'm taking null. Tomorrow, when we go for a web page, right, we don't check the null, we'll check empty. Whenever I run my program, if I'm giving space, empty value, it is not accepting that. Is it accepting? If it is accepting space, you can just check for the space instead of null. Okay? Instead of null, if it is accepting with the space value, then that is fine. /s you can give here. /s you can give. If it is accepting the space value, you can take like that. If you give the space, that means user is not passing any value. Yeah, let me try. Run as a Java application, space, and No, it is not accepting that space. So that's why I'm giving null value there. If you don't want to give any value, then enter the null value. Check for the null. Null means user is not entered any value for us. Scanner logic, you no need to write it. You know that already. Just you take the string builder, query preparation, how I am adding the conditions to the query dynamically, and how I am setting the positional parameter value based on the index. So after that, executing the query, processing the result. Understood? Yeah, I will give this example in our notes also. Perfect. Okay. Next one, guys, take a requirement. Develop JDBC application. Develop JDBC application. Develop JDBC application to provide increment, to provide increment for each employee. Develop JDBC application to provide increment for each employee. Now see, for every employee, based on the existing salary, we need to provide 10% increment on the salary. So what is the meaning of increment? Increasing the salary for the employee. In the companies also, every year increments will be available for the employee. Based on your performance, they will give you 10% or 15% or 8% or 5% or 20% or 30%, 50%. Every year, increment will be available for the employees in the company. So similarly, now I want you people to develop a program to provide the increment for each employee based on the salary. Now, what you need to do is, you need to increment the employee salary by 10%. For each employee, I want to give 10% hike in the salary. So what you need to do now? You understand the requirement? If I run my Java program should increment the employee salary by 10%. So what is the formula to get the 10%? Existing is having a 10,000 salary. What is the 10% of 10,000? Right? Now, if he is having 50,000 salary, 5,000 increment should happen. So that you need to do programmatically. You need to develop a Java program. Whenever I run my Java program, that Java program should increment salary of each employee by 10%. Note that salary hike 10%. Salary hike 10%. Table. If I run my program, it should ask me how much percentage you want to increment. So take that increment from the keyboard. If I give increment as a 10, it should increment each employee salary by 10%. If I give increment as 5, each employee salary should be incremented by 5. So incremented salary should be updated in the table. Currently my employee record is there, which is having 10,000. I have given 5% increment. His salary should become 11,000 in the database. Or like take it. Take the increment from keyboard. Take the increment from the keyboard. Take the increment from the keyboard. Based on the, you understand the requirement, right? So you need to develop a JDBC application. I run that application. It will ask the user to give the increment percentage for the employees. If I give 10% as an increment, each employee's salary should be updated with the 10% increment. Already 10,000 available. For 10,000, add the 10%. 10,000 plus 10% of 10,000. That should be the total salary of the employee in the table. Got my point? Understand the logic? Any confusion on the requirement? Understand the logic. What is the requirement? We need to take salary hike percentage from the keyboard. That salary hike we need to give for each employee Updated salary should be there in the database table. Now, if I take my database, here 15,000 available. If I give salary hike as 10%, then what should happen? 1,500 should be added. 15,000 plus 1,500, that should be the latest salary. For this person, 16,000 is there. 16,000 plus 1,600, that should be reflected in the database table. So can you try this logic now? That is the task for tomorrow. So before coming to tomorrow's class, I want you people to try that. Okay? Yeah, thank you. We'll meet in the tomorrow session. So tomorrow, can we have class little early at 4 o'clock? Okay. So tomorrow I will start the class at 4 o'clock. 4 to 6 or 4 to 6:30. I will take the session tomorrow. Only for tomorrow. Day after tomorrow onwards, the holidays. Tomorrow is our last class. After that, Pongal holidays, right? Tomorrow I will take the class at 4 o'clock only. 4 p.m. to 6:30, I will take the class. We will practice multiple scenarios with that. Okay? Thank you guys.